one of the secrets for the best jollof rice or stew or anything is actually onions. Onions makes everything. Onions makes everything better. Okay. This morning I'm making about 8 to 9 cups of rice. So this is about 10 to 12 small to medium sized tomatoes, 2 large bell peppers. You can add more because bell peppers actually make jollof rice very, very sweet and nice. And I had like 1 large ball of onions and like 3 medium small ones. And I had 3 scotch bonnet peppers. I would add more if it was personal to me because I like spicy food, but this is for a client, so I mean always gauge that. And in the course of cooking I might add some grinded cayenne pepper as well, so that always brings the heat up as well. So I already put a ton of onions in my pepper mix blend. So this onions is just to flavor my oil when I start making my jollof rice sauce. You can add more. Again, like I said, onions is the secret to the sweetest jollof rice. Onions, garlic, or any aromatics that you have. I try to make this fry to translucent because you want all of that onionness to go in the oil. That's another mistake that people make. You just put your onions and it's still whole and you've not gotten the juice out of it, and then you just go ahead. So you're going to stop that cooking process for the onions. So you don't want it to burn, you just want it to be quite translucent. You should already be smelling the onions coming out of your oil. I'm going to go ahead now and add tomato paste. You can use any brand of tomato paste that you want. And try to get the buck for your money. You scrape and scrape and scrape it all out. I am cooking, like I said, I'm cooking 8 to 9 cups of rice. This is a 13 ounces. Usually that might be enough, but it all depends on how much color, redness you want to your jollof rice. So I'm just going to add just a little bit more. I'm going to stir this up a bit to just break it down and to make sure that it fries all around. I am teaching you first how to make jollof rice in the oven, and this is how you start. It starts the same way like you're doing it in the pans. So in case you're wondering how is she going to cook 8 to 9 cups of rice in this pot or something, don't be afraid, don't fear not. But we're just making our soup base. You have to make your soup base. Fun fact, when I was learning how to make jollof rice in the oven, I did not fry my soup base. I went with like the blended pepper mix, oil, whatnot, and I just poured it all into the pan. I wanted to put it in the oven, and it was a nightmare. Nobody can eat the rice, and I'm like, why is it looking like this? Why is it looking like this? What's happening? Until I found out that they should actually fry the stew first. So, pro tip for whoever: fry your stew. Okay, so I'm going to let this be for a bit. I want it to fry, darken up a bit. Depending on your pot, your oven, you might have to stir it properly, very well, so that it doesn't stick, it doesn't burn. My pot is a Martha Stewart non-stick pan, so which is good and bad. I know that whatever burns doesn't stick, or whatever I try to cook in, it doesn't stick. But at the same time, if I don't want anything burning, going through my stuff, I have to be careful when I stir it. And you just let that fry. This is a lot of rice, so I'm going to have to wash it 3 times till the water is less cloudy. But I'll give it a good like wash or scrub first to get out all the starch. And this is very important if you're cooking a lot of rice. If it's too starchy, then it might stick and you'll be wondering like what happened, blah blah blah. But you have to wash it really nicely. So the water runs slightly clear, and I know that I am good to go. We're gradually getting to that color that we want. Some people believe that it's when this tomato paste burns and stuff that you get that smokiness, but not necessarily. Just let it fry, let it darken a little bit in color, Now I'm going to go ahead and pour in my pepper mix. And reduce the heat. So if you don't want splatters and things splashing, always reduce the heat before you stir. If you're stirring it on high heat, then you're going to get all of that splashing as well. I'm going to add in a little bit of water, but what I did was just rinse out my blender a little bit. Oh, I think I should also say here, I know that some people believe in boiling pepper first, and then when you boil that pepper, I used to do that before, but this saves a lot of time because then everything boils and fries and does everything all in one pot. Now I can bring my heat back to like medium high and we wait. So I don't like covering when I'm frying because in my mind I'm thinking that covering it like adds more water because that water is not evaporating and you actually want it fried. But at the same time I'm already experiencing some platters as well. So I have this splatter proof thing, I guess. And all I need to do is just put it over it. It's not going to splatter out, and at the same time I didn't get to cover my pot. So you should grab one of these. Cooking hack 101. Okay. Dry jokes Saturday, I guess. While we wait for our stew to fry. What has 10 toes but it's not your feet? Are you trying? What else has 10 toes but it's not your feet? What has 10 toes but it's not your feet? My feet. I'll let that sink in. My feet has 10 toes too. Slow one.
Someone else's feet and then my feet.
Not your feet, yeah. So my feet. One more for the road. What letter of the alphabet has a lot of water? Yes.
Wait, what?
What letter of the alphabet has a lot of water? No. What letter of the alphabet has a lot of water? Letter C. You get it? You get it? You get it? You get it? For all your dad jokes, you know, and recipes, please tune in. All right. I'll think of more. I'm getting things ready for, you know, my next steps. This is my chicken broth, or rather turkey broth. You can use any broth you want for jollof. Beef, chicken, turkey. If you are into goat meat and you want to make like goat meat jollof rice as well, please do that. That's very delicious. This is my broth container. But I wanted to mention that you don't use cold broth in cooking jollof rice, because especially when you are cooking it in the oven, because even in the pot as well, because what happens is that the process of that cold broth trying to heat up and become warm, your rice is getting soggy in that state. So even if it's just a blob of cold broth, that's not going to work as well. So I get this out of the fridge or the freezer that I've kept it, and then I warm it up to get it warm. So let it be in the same temperature with my soup base, my rice is warm, and my chicken broth is warm as well. Yeah, so let's go warm this one. I have 2 sizes of pans here. I have this very large one and I have this medium one. The rice that I'm making for this client is going to fill this medium one because that's what they ordered for. But whether I'm making a medium or a large or whatever, I always use this large pan because you don't want a situation where you are cooking rice and then it starts overcooking or pouring out of your pan in the oven and you're in panic mode. Like, that can be avoided. I only use this small pan in the oven if, say, I'm making like 2 cups of rice, and so when the rice cooks and it swells, everything is still inside this pan. But this one is for any cup of rice that is like 5 and above, and I'll use this big one. Then I can serve into the size that I want. So, pro tip. So this is for food handling. You have to have a spray bottle. Another fun fact: you have to have a spray bottle that has a measurement of bleach and water mix for sanitizing. There's a difference between sanitizing and disinfecting, apparently. Sanitizing is to make clean or make extra clean, I guess. Disinfecting, like the word says, is like there's already an infection, and so you disinfect the area. But this is to avoid any sort of infection in industries, and this is for surfaces and tools and dishes and plates and things like that. So you never think you should be handling the kitchen, but oh well, we learn every day. Pro tip. I got this from Dollarama and I use it for when you have to face the giants. This no Maggi, I showed us pepper. It's so hard, but it's my favorite seasoning cube of all time. My mom used this. This is the only thing I know actually. So, but you get this from Dollarama for like, I don't know, $2 or $3 or so, and I use it to crush my seasoning cubes. Don't forget the quantity of rice we're cooking. We're cooking 8 to 9 cups of rice, 9 cups of rice. Right now I have put 2 packs of this, which makes 4 seasoning cubes. I'm going to stop here for the base, but in case I need more, I'll show you where and when I might need more. And I'm just going to go ahead and crush this. Here we go. I have curry powder, I have some onion powder, I have my bay leaves. I'm not going to use this yet. I have thyme, and I have salt as well that I'm going to grab. Okay, so I put off the heat. Again, like, don't stir. If you're avoiding splatters rather, don't stir when the heat is on, especially if you're using high heat, medium to high heat. So my trick is to put it off. It allows the pot and everything to cool down for a bit. I put my seasoning cubes. I put thyme. Thyme always every day. I put curry powder. I should be telling you guys measurements, right? This is a force of habit. But I think what to put in mind, or what to keep in mind, is that the quantity of food you're making, right? So always have that in mind. That and then that should guide the amount of spices that you use. But I would say this curry powder is about 1 tablespoon, and the thyme as well is about 1 tablespoon, maybe 1 tablespoon and a half or so. Yes. I'm just gonna grab salt. For salt as well, please, when your grandma or your great grandma tells you that's enough, then that's enough. Well, please be guarded. What I would say about salt though is you are salting your soup base now. Don't forget Maggi, that's the seasoning cube, also has salt in it. Don't forget your broth also has salt in it. So keep all of that in mind so you don't make something like too salty. My grandma is screaming stop, stop, stop. But yes, and then my stop is off so I can mix without fear of the soup attacking me back, because that thing is always an attack. See, we're almost getting there. I'm going to taste to see what everything is tasting like already. Okay, yeah, I think I like this. I might put a little bit of salt though, just a little bit. Because your mom used to give you to taste when you cook, and I should ever use the hot spoon to slap your hand when you are when you can't mind your business. I think my mom has done it before. Maybe when we are hungry and she's cooking, and then she will say something like, when we are saying, "Mommy, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, give me," or something. She will say, "The one I'm cooking, I'm about to go and sell it, Abby. I see the one I'm cooking is not for you." And then I put my splatterproof back, and now I can turn back to it one. And I put my hands in medium as well. And we just have just a little bit more time to go on this. By putting up the heat before stirring, it's not going to splatter as much. Yep. I want to show you guys that my tricks worked. No and splashing and stuff everywhere. It's just basically cooking now, and the oil is coming up. And we're safe. The pot did not attack us. Yeah. So I have my turkey stock, like I said earlier, but I wanted to introduce you guys to Campbell's. There's different brands in the store. But this is another chicken broth from the store, but I prefer this Campbell brand because I go through the ingredients. I want only good stuff. I don't want any extra thing that I cannot pronounce. This is just chicken broth and salt and some sugars, canola oil, and natural flavors. So Campbell, please. But there's like No Frills brand, there's like so many other brands, but please check what you're putting in your stuff. The reason why I also got this out is because let's say you don't have enough stock. Oh my god, my stock is not enough, blah blah blah. You can always substitute with this one as well. In a case where I have to manage and I have to do a lot of orders, I get a ton of this and I use this one as well. So I use both of them. But this is not going to have all the things your homemade stock is going to have. All your nice natural flavors, curry, thyme, everything that you put in your own. But so this is just like a mix. If you are using this one alone, please always complement with seasoning cubes, with other spices, because this is not going to be as sweet and nice and give you that Nigerian flavor as well. Okay, we're getting ready. So I'm teaching you guys, like I said, the oven jollof rice as well. First thing, now that our soup base is ready, our stew base is ready, first thing is to put your rice in the pan. If you have questions about quantities, maybe I missed something, just ask me. Send the comments and the question and I'll answer. Okay. I put my rice in and I try to break it down because it's been sitting in the thing for a little bit. Okay, but it doesn't matter, it's still going to break up anyways. Alright, I'm taking my platter off into the sink. My soup base is ready. Now I'm going to pour in, but before I do, I get that stirred in, okay? And we go into the rice. You can do this bit by bit. 1 second. So just pulling that up a bit. Okay, so do this bit by bit in ways that you can control. This is a very important step. You have to mix it up. So I see people like trying to make oven jollof rice and then the rice is coming out in patches because you are seeing one part is white, one part did not mix in. You have to mix it up. You have to make sure that you're not seeing any white rice in any corners. Everything is getting like properly mixed. You cannot miss a step, please. Because with oven jollof rice, how you lay your bed. I mean, what's that proverb? Yes, how you lay your bed so you lie on it, basically. So always mix it up completely. Obviously now I need to add more sauce, so I'm going to add more. Okay, and do the same thing, stir it, make sure everything is mixed up. If I don't stir it properly, there'll be stew in one side, white rice in one side. You don't want all of that. Okay, and I'm just going to add the rest of it because it's not going to hurt my jollof rice. So you want it to be looking like this. You want it to already have color even from this stage. You should already have your oven preheated to 350. So I go between 350 and 400. You can do 400 for a start and then reduce it. I don't want my rice to dry out, so I'm not going to do 400. I always start with 350, 375, and then I leave it. Okay, that is mixed. This is my chicken broth. I'm going to start with this one and add just a little bit. Then I have the yoga kwata of them all. I'm going to add this one as well. Okay. Again, add it in bits and stir. I'll tell you the consistency you're going for, but make sure you stir. I'm going to add a little bit more. And I'm going to add a little bit of regular warm water as well, because I'm not there yet. Okay. Make sure you're mixing very well. So this does not require a lot of water, almost like you're doing your jollof rice in the pot as well. It doesn't require a lot of water because the steam is going to do the bulk of the work for you. So, and again, like water, if you know that you're just learning how to, you haven't gotten that stable measurement in your head, you can always add water as you go. Not add water, but like you can check your softness and things as you go, so you don't have to drown it in water from the beginning. So you want a consistency like this. I hope the camera is showing how light or how thick this should be, right? So at this point I'm going to taste. You know, I added ordinary water now, so I want to taste. Okay, now from tasting it, it's sweet and it's okay, but that's where the trick is. Don't forget that steam and cooking is adding water to your food. So you don't want your taste and your salt to be okay. You want it to be a little bit sharp, so that by the time the rice is done, that it's okay. At this point, I'm going to add just one more cube. I've tasted it, so I know what it is I think I need. I'm going to add one more cube of seasoning. I always say that your goal should be sweet rice and not necessarily smoky or whatever it is. What's the point of smoky if your rice is not sweet or if your rice is hard? So I add a little bit of seasoning cube. Because of the water I added and the water that is still going to get into my stuff, I'm going to add a little bit of curry as well. This is where my bay leaf comes in. If I get a big leaf, oh yeah, perfect. Okay. So that's about like what, roughly 1 to 3 bay leaves or so. But please always mix it up. And I'm going to add a teeny bit of more salt. Again, you want it to be sharp at this point, because sharp, not salty, but just like it tastes potent, right? Because you added water, and water is still going to be added as well. And make sure you stir it in, stir everything in. Like this, you already know that your jollof rice will be sweet. You can already see that color, you can see the taste. Your chicken broth is life-giving, it was well seasoned. You're adding more stuff to it. You've put your bay leaf, you added more salt. You're loving the consistency that you have. I'm tempted to add a little bit of water, but I can wait really, because I can check it later. And if I feel like, oh, it's hard or it's not given, or so it's not given, it's still a little bit hard, I want it to be softer rather, then I can sprinkle a little bit more water or more chicken broth on it like over time. But for now, I will just leave it and watch it, right? And then you taste again. Sharp, but not salty. That's what we want. Okay. Okay, so we're going to cover this up. And then we'll put it in the oven. So I have this extra large foil pan. Foil wrap rather. And make sure that you seal it completely. You seal it completely, there's no space for air. The steam is going to do the work for him. Okay. Just going to take this away. All right. So, also, the oven is getting there. We're just going to wait for the oven to be 350. And then we can put it in, and that's basically it, you guys. You've done most of the hard work. We're gonna put this in the oven. This is 9 cups of rice. So, and I always say that your jollof rice is not ready until it's ready. So don't say it has been there since, or let me remove it. So this is going to, I've timed it. I've done this for so many years now, and I've done this for like, I don't know, a lot, I don't know how many times, so many years. But I already know that 9 cups of rice in the oven is going to take me 2 hours. I don't breathe, I don't move, I don't open it 100 times. I'm not letting my steam get out. I'm trapping everything in there. I leave it in the oven and I forget it. At an hour 45 minutes per se, let's say, I can come and check it out. Oh, I need to sprinkle in a little bit more water, or I need to put some onions to, you know, increase the aromatics as well, or make it nicer. Whatever it is, I can check then. But this is not the rice that you're opening 100 times and whatever and all of that. What you're going to end up with is rice that is like half cooked. So you see all this rice that you eat and there's like grains that are still hard and everything. You don't want that as well. So just And that's why, we didn't put a lot of water already. You saw that consistency I put. With that consistency, it's not going to get soggy and it's not going to get too soft. So that's the secret for not making it not too soft from the beginning. And this way is more controlled, right? And everything is going to cook nice and neatly. You're going to see the end result, don't worry. Yeah. Our oven is set. And I'm just going to put this in the oven. Like I said, I put it in the oven and I forget it there till it's ready, and you're gonna see the end process. Okay. Okay. This is magic. Whoosh. Okay, dogs. I came back and finished this off with some butter, some fresh onions as well. We're gonna check for softness and things like that, and taste. I'm loving it. Taste test, taste test, taste test. Taste test. Yeah, and you guys, this is your oven jollof. Ready, good. You cover it up for some more steam to do the magic. You're basically good to go. Look at that color, look at that vibrancy. It tastes amazing, it tastes really good. I'm not even to lie. And we're going to plate this up. So remember I was saying how I always do everything in a large pan, and then I serve it up for either my client. I'm just taking the bay leaf off here. Always take out your bay leaf. It has done the work already, especially when you're serving guests or people. Bay leaf is just for fragrance. If they mistakenly eat it or chew it up in their food, it's bitter and it has that unpleasant taste, eh? So don't spoil your experience. Take it out.